Welcome back to Fuck, Are You Kidding Me? That's the new name of the show. Fuck, are you kidding me? Because I feel like I say that after every judge's decision. Look, every week I find myself uttering the phrase, I'm reluctant to use the word robbery. But that was, blah, blah, blah. And then I throw around the word robbery like it's going out of style anyway. And this is no different. I saw a fucking robbery here. Jared Gordon was robbed. This is beyond bad decision. So was the main event, even though, Jan Blachowicz didn't win. But these are egregious decisions. And I'm not somebody who can't take when he loses. Yeah, I did bet on Jared Gordon to win by decision, no less. And I am a poor, bitter pile of shit. But that's got little to do with this. I'm really speaking objectively here when I say that this was a robbery. And how I determine whether it was a robbery or not is by looking at MMAdecisions.com, which is an aggregate, if I'm using the right word, of all different media outlets that score fights, all the different MMA media outlets. And, I'll be the first one to shit on the media whenever I'm trying to make another point, I guess. But whenever there's a tight judge's decision, I always do defer to them because they are invested fans. I'm assuming they're fans. They are invested and they've seen enough MMA where they know how to score fights. And they had it, MMA media had it, I think, 24-1 for Jared Gordon. Paddy the Pimblett, one person scored it for Paddy the Baddy, and it was 28-29. Everyone else, 24 out of 25 media outlets or judges, whatever you want to call them, scored it for Jared Gordon. That makes it a robbery. And I don't even know the numbers or the proportions that has to make it a robbery. I just know 24-1 is well past that line. And you could argue, look, hey, somebody scored it for Paddy the Baddy, so isn't it conceivable that someone else would? Or three people? No. It's beyond a statistical anomaly or whatever. It's just a fucking robbery for three people to score 29-28 for Paddy the Baddy. He did not win 3 rounds. Jared Gordon absolutely won round 1 and absolutely won round 3. And in my opinion, he won round 2, although there's nothing absolute about that. It was a really close fight. No matter who you scored it for, no one really got his ass kicked in this one. And every round was won by a thin margin. It wasn't like 95-5 like we saw with Ankalaev versus Blachowicz in round 5. Even though I think that was like 100-1, 100-0. But this was won by tight margins all 3 rounds. 57-43, whatever. Percentage-wise, it'd be something like that. 50-something to 40-something. 52-48, whatever. But still, tight margins can be clear victories, can still produce clear victors. And that's what I thought here. I thought Jared Gordon was the clear victor in rounds 1 and 3 and 2, but not so clear on that one. And he was robbed. There's no way Paddy the Baddy won this fight. And again, it's not just sour grapes because I'm a poor pile of shit who lost money on it. I'm a bitter fuck anyway. I'm bitter about everything. But trust me, I'm being objective here. This isn't my bitterness. I think this was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. And I've got to say, it's some coincidence that the 2 most egregious decisions in recent memory and of the year are for the 2 poster boys of the UFC, Paddy the Baddy and Sean O'Malley. I bet on Sean O'Malley, and, I'm happy that worked out, but I thought that was a horrible decision. And I bet on Jared Gordon, and, that didn't really work out for me. So, who am I kidding? There's always a little bit of bitterness in here when I make these videos. But still, I feel pretty confident in saying that was a robbery. Paddy the Baddy didn't deserve the victory. He did fight hard. He scratched and clawed till the bitter end. I thought he was still trying very hard, clearly, even to the last minute of the fight. But he was outpointed here. And it's unfortunate for Jared Gordon because he's been kind of an under-the-radar guy. And then, through pure happenstance here, he finds himself in the co-main event, which this was a big fight anyway, but it shouldn't have been the co-main event. Obviously, Yuri had to pull out for this to happen. And whatever, he got a bigger spotlight on him, Jared Gordon, fighting Paddy Pimblett. And I thought the moment of his career was taken away from him and denied. And that's really shitty, watching a guy that scratched and clawed And, he's been through a lot of shit outside the octagon. And this was his moment here. And still feels it. He's being told by everybody that he won and whatever, and he may even get his win bonus or whatever, but he's not going to get the W. He's got a loss on his record, and Paddy steps over him here. So it's unfortunate. Definitely a fucking robbery, in my opinion. And it fucking blows. All right, like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.